So we've got a lot to cover today. Let's start with Amanda Gorman. She wore Vera Wang. This dress, I'm really not vibing with it. Amanda Gorman, she looks great, but the dress itself, it's just giving me this high school prom, Midwestern America look. At the top, the sweetheart neckline with all of this materials. They're not working well. They're just not doing what they're supposed to be doing, to be honest. I don't really know why they went with this look, to be honest. I really don't get it. This is promcore, and I don't want to be seeing this unless it's an Olivia Rodrigo performance for her sour prom or something like that, you know, like I don't want to see any of this type of stuff. And even then, honestly, I'm not a fan of these types of dresses in general. They're just not great. Moving on. Next one is Billie Eilish. So she wore an Oscar de la Renta, and listen, I need the stylist of Billie Eilish and all of the people who are working with her. I don't know if it's a team of people, if it's one person, I have no idea. I need them to stop putting her in this color of a dress or of clothes in general. She is a very pale girl, just like myself, and there needs to be a certain amount of shade difference between your dress and you, unless you're going for this kind of fleshy look. And this is a gown. This is a massive gown. What I'm happy about is that at least this dress is not the same undertone as her skin. When you see other pictures, like in this picture, it seems like it's literally the same undertone and everything, right? But thankfully, when you look at the images from like a different types of angles with different types of cameras and adjusting the lighting a little bit, white balance, you can see that this dress actually a very different undertone than her skin, which is fantastic. Unless you want the dress to literally look like your body because you're going for this mesh look, which I've said it before, I do not like. Most of the time I do not like the mesh look when they're trying to make it look like it's actual skin instead of just going for the mesh look so you can actually see the mesh purposefully. But that's a different conversation. Basically, at least they went with this warm undertone of the dress, because most of the time they just go with colors that are just so close to her skin color that it just doesn't look right, okay? For example, like you can, as a pale person, I know that a lot of us grew up with our parents being like, don't wear this color, don't wear that color, doesn't look good on pale people. I wear this yellow. Usually we're told that we can't wear it, but it looks good because the undertone of this yellow works. It's important to look at undertones to choose the right intensity of the color. Basically, it's too close to her skin. It looks like she's just wearing a skin dress. Oh, I hate that. I hate that idea of like, ugh. In any case, the draping of the skirt and at the back and everything, it looks really gorgeous. I just wish they wouldn't go for this color. There's no reason for her to be always wearing this fleshy color. I think that this is supposed to be a reference to Marilyn Monroe by her hair and the makeup. I like that they referenced like an American icon, you know, kind of works. I'm not as pissed about it as some people are, but like I genuinely think the draping is beautiful. Just stop with the fleshy color. Next one is Naomi Osaka in Louis Vuitton. I don't think that this outfit works very well. I understand the influences. She's clearly going for this reference of her heritage and all of that, which is great. I love when people do that, especially when you're talking about American fashion and you're talking about the identities of people who perceive themselves to be an American or not an American, all of that, you know, it makes sense. I don't think that this black, I don't even know, a cape, whatever it is, works with what's in the actual center of the piece, right? It's not like I hate it, but I'm not loving it. I think that also with the makeup, unfortunately, like I know what they were going for. I wish it was done a little bit more carefully or precisely. I feel like the makeup artist didn't do the best job that they could have done, but I do like that the eyeshadow is going below right here. I love those types of looks. It's just I think that it's a little bit like the execution is not the best. And the worst thing in this outfit for me, I like there's some elements of it that I like the colors, the folding, the pattern, you know, it's a really beautiful pattern. But then this zipper with a ring, this reminds me of Fashion Nova or something like that. I really don't like the inclusion of this in this piece because it just doesn't mesh well with the rest of the look, and it kind of, in my opinion, it breaks it apart entirely. I think that, I know that it's such a little detail, but it just breaks it all apart for me. Everything else I could kind of at least see where they were going for. With this detail there, right in the middle, I really can't. I can't figure out what they were going for, to be honest. Timothee Chalamet. So I'm really confused about this look because when I was looking at different like angles and stuff like that, this image doesn't really like show it in in the best light, but I was kind of confused because at first when I looked at it, I was like, I don't like it. Then I looked at it from different angles. I was like, okay, I guess. But then I'm still not sure how I feel about it. I'm leaning towards I don't like it, mostly because this is a very monochromatic look. Obviously, it's all white on white on white with just a little bit of black at the top. I'm a little bit confused as to why the draping on the bottom is done in such a way to compare to the top, where the top is so super rigid and short, like the sleeves are slightly shorter, the bottom is kind of cut off higher than it usually is and stuff like that, while at the same time the bottom is slightly sagging. So the silhouette seems a little bit mix and match out of nowhere. It doesn't seem to flow very well. And also what I look for in a lot of monochromatic looks is awareness of the material and the way that it presents itself in the real world, in the physical world, where there's light that hits it, where there's the carpet that you're standing on. That's another thing that with Billie Eilish, I'm like, you know that the carpet is gonna be this color. I'm assuming you know that, and I'm assuming you can ask that ahead of time. So unless you want it to look like you're blending into the carpet, you need to come up with something that is going to present a good silhouette in the images. You know, like think about those things. Think about all the photographers behind him, where they're going to be. For example, for him, because he's wearing really like striking white, it's okay. But for example, for Naomi, when I was looking at her hair, I would have loved to see her hair with the rest of her outfit in terms of the silhouette. But I will not get that from the Met Gala, because for some goddamn reason, every year they have this weird situation where there's like, it's hard to see a garment with the surrounding, with the backdrop, with the carpet. It's like people don't know what they're doing for this year. And if you're going for a different type of look, maybe like it uses the colors that are going to be used in the carpeting and in the decoration or whatever, you should think about it ahead of time and maybe come up with a way to go around it. You know, the silhouettes are everything in art, in visual art, and fashion is a visual art. It's also incorporating a lot of architectural issues. So with Timothee, I'm looking at his outfit and I'm thinking, okay, well, all of this white is well matched, that it's the same type of white. And I wish that they would either play with different textures because it's a monochromatic look, or maybe be more conscious of the way that the bottom half of the silhouette is not matching in any type of mood or anything with the top. Basically, it's kind of I don't know what they were going for again. This is kind of confusing to me. Dan Levy, I'm not sure if it's Levy or Levi, I'm just gonna go with Levy, but Dan is wearing JW Anderson and Low. At first I was kind of like, oh, what's happening? But then I saw the artwork in the middle, and then I saw the artwork on his pouch. I don't know if it's like a clutch, right? And I was so excited because David Wojnarowicz, and then I saw that it's David Wojnarowicz, and as you know, if you listen to the podcast, I am a fan of David Wojnarowicz's work, and in the last episode we actually talked about him and about his impact on the AIDS awareness movement in the 80s and 90s, his impact on queer art, his impact on contemporary art. Even though he was not afforded a lot of luxuries of artists who do get to participate in galleries and other things like that, he still made such a huge impact on not only American art society but international art society. Basically, if you want to hear more about him and more about the reference to him in Gossip Girl, in one of the episodes in the reboot, I'm gonna link it in the cards. Okay, so what Dan said was, with support from the estate of American multimedia artist and LGBTQIA plus activist David Wojnarowicz, Jonathan and the design team built upon an image of two men kissing from Wojnarowicz's work. I'm gonna have to bleep it out, and also there's one word that I can't say, so I'm just gonna put it on, like, I'm just gonna point, just read it, you know, the name of the work. Named after a homophobic cartoon the artist had come across. But rather than feed on the message of hate, we wanted to celebrate queer love and with invisibility, acknowledging how hard artists like Wojnarowicz had to fight, while also presenting the imagery in a way that offered a hopeful message. Tonight, we're celebrating the resilience, the love, and the joy of the community while honoring a crucial American voice that was taken from us too soon. And Low also made a donation to Visual AIDS, an organization Wojnarowicz supported that continues to promote AIDS awareness and education, which is great. This is fantastic. fantastic. I love all of this referencing because I believe that this is truly a nod to American art, to American fashion, to queer American history. Great, fantastic. I personally love all of the referencing. With the piece, however, okay, so I am a little bit confused with the sleeves. I think that the middle part is beautiful. The way that they incorporated it with this embroidery, fantastic. The embroidery is really beautiful. I also love the sequence that's implemented in the background and kind of goes into the pants. What I wish would have happened though was it's not necessary to go all the way with the sequence per se. I'm not saying that that needs to be done, but I do wish that they would have taken the part from here, from the actual print, from the original work, and used this lighter blue and this type of background for the rest of the pants. I do believe that this more saturated pant pattern is not working very well. I also wish the shoes wouldn't be black. I don't think that they fit the look that well, to be honest. The big poofy sleeves, I don't know how I feel about them. So I do believe that, like, visually speaking, there's some things that I wish they would have done differently. However, I do like that there's still some stones, I don't know, rhinestone, crystals, Swarovski crystals, whatever it is, that's on the sleeves. I do love the inclusion of that. I just think that as a silhouette, the sleeves are a bit strange, really. Keke Palmer in Sergio Hudson. This is definitely something that I believe is referencing the 70s in America. Her hair, makeup, outfit, a lot of this really fine crystal work, you know, it definitely looks like it. I think she looks great. It's a little boring for like a Met Gala, but at the same time, I'm always here for a 70s moment, especially if it's photographed in a more 70s type of style. I would have been all over it. Okay, so Maisie Williams, she is in a custom outfit by Ruben Selby, which is her boyfriend. I believe that, like, it's interesting. However, I do think that from this picture you can't really see it, but on the sides right here it has this kind of like holding things that you would wear like as a child when you had leggings, you know, that keep them from sliding out of your shoes, which I don't understand why they would use it, because on the side it looks funky. Also, I believe that there's also seams that are like black on the sides too, which I think that they should have gone either with white to keep with the lines that they're already established on the leggings, tights, whatever the hell you want to call them, and also just for contrast, because again, it's a very monochromatic look. You have to have a little bit more contrast going on, especially when you have such a large block of just black in the middle. What I did like about this look is when you look closer, there are some pops of emerald green, which was used on like in her jewelry and on her nails. That's the thing. I wish they used more of that, because this emerald green just, it fits this type of aesthetic really, really well, and it would have complemented this look a lot. So for example, for the stones that were kind of going around right here in the middle, if they were all emerald green, for example, or if there was some kind of emerald green situation going on, maybe dual chrome for the bodice that's covered by the sides, like side flaps, I don't know what to call them, just basically giving a little bit more dimension to the look. It's too black with no real flavor. The next one is some Beckham son and his fiance. I forgot their names. I thought that I included them in my notes, but I didn't. Referencing Marilyn Monroe. I'm assuming that she's talking about this look. I do not believe that anything about this look is referencing Marilyn Monroe. The gloves, I wish they used a different color. What's the point of this pale pink? If she would have worn the same color as the dress, at least it would be a little bit more of a direct reference to Marilyn. In this case, it's definitely not. I guess the earrings are a reference to some kind of degree, but it's just so loose that there's definitely not enough to really be like, oh, this is a reference to Marilyn. These gloves are killing me. Like, the color of them is really bothering me. I wish it wasn't this color, but the dress, you know, like she's a pretty girl, of course she's gonna still look good, you know, but like the Beckham son was like, what did he say? He said that she like tried it on, like the Valentino look, because this is a Valentino dress, and that she like picked it and then he matched his outfit to hers. I'm sorry, sir, where's the matching going on? What matching are we talking about right now? Because I'm not seeing anything but a boring suit. These two also probably matched each other, right? They tried a Valentino gown and then they matched their outfits to it. Same with this guy. His girl tried something on and he was like, yeah, I'm gonna match my outfit to hers. And then he arrived at this. Same with James Corden. He also probably worked really hard to match to his girl. He really tried to. Yeah, them too. Lil Nas X in Versace. I know that a lot of people didn't think that it was like a pretty look or something like that. I don't know, I love it. I think that it's a great reference to Lady Gaga's iconic camp outfit where she changed into like 3 or 4 outfits on the Met Gala carpet. I like that he started with this. That's all of them are Versace looks, but this one reminds me a little bit of Guope if you're familiar. The way that I see it is kind of like a reference to a lot of American like superhero Iron Man kind of situation. At least that's my loose connection as to why this is an American fashion look. I genuinely, I don't know, there's a lot of like stretching going on, of course, and I guess the fact that it references Lady Gaga is kind of helping, but still. And of course this look, which reminds me slightly of the 70s celebrities, guys who were wearing these types of things, especially if the boot cut at the bottom would be a little bit more wide, then it would be just perfect for that kind of reference. But still, I think that it looks good. I think that he's always bringing something interesting to the table. At least it's not a goddamn suit. Emma Chamberlain and Louis Vuitton. I think that this is a good look for her. It's not too outrageous where she wouldn't be able to keep up with the craziness of the outfit. It also plays to her good. This chain is done really well. It looks really beautiful. Her hair, her makeup fits really well. Usually I am quite critical of internet celebrities. Honestly, I'm critical of all celebrities and just people in general. I'm gonna say that this look, especially the draping of the skirt, look at this also image from a different angle. I believe that the way that it hangs off the side and the way that it's like, it has some weight to it, so it stays on the floor in a really nice way. I actually really like it. I think it suits her. I think it does what it's supposed to do. It's definitely a good look for Louis Vuitton to look a little bit more youthful, and she looks good. Like, this is a good look. Really love the chains at the back. They're really like thick and nice, you know, and the embellishments are really pretty too. It's a good look. Evan Mock in Tom Brown suit. He wore some leather mask with a mohawk or whatever. I guess I like the safety pins. I do not like the mask, mostly because it doesn't seem to be well made. It seems to be a child cut out the eyes. Like, it just seems really sloppy. Other than that, I'm glad that at least the suit is kind of interesting, you know, like the suit coat and the use of shorts. At least it's something different than all those dudes that I showed you like 2 minutes ago. Barbie Ferreira in Jonathan Simhai. It suits her really well. I do think that her hair, I wish they would have done her hair a little bit differently, just don't work that well for me. But the pearls are gorgeous. I like the way that they integrate into the dress, so that's good. The next one is Carazini. I do not like the material of this gown. It makes me think of dinner table cloths, one of those that are really cheap, the ones that are plasticky so you can just wipe things off of them. They're usually used for like children's birthday parties at Chuck E. Cheese or something. I don't know, I just don't like the material. It bothers me. It genuinely does. At least they made it look bad. Maybe it's a really expensive, it's probably very expensive, like really fancy material, but you made it look really bad. So Valentino, figure it out. This isn't it. This isn't good. Troye Sivan in Altu dress. He also he says that he referenced Robert Mapplethorpe. He's kind of known for male nudes and stuff like that. I don't think that just one band on your arm of like leather band is enough to reference Mapplethorpe, but I guess it counts still because he did put that thought into it. I do like this outfit. I do like the shoes. I like the dress, and I like the accessories, the way that they work with the outfit. It's a very simple outfit, but it's a very effective outfit. However, Troye, you gotta either fix your posture or lean into it and make it really model bad posture. Like, really lean into it. Like, you know, like really go for it. So the posture needs to be fixed, okay? Everything else, fantastic, love it. Next one is Saweetie, which she referenced her background as well in her outfit. This is Christian Cohen, and of course Christian Cohen is well known for his rhinestoney, sparkly materials and stuff like that in his gowns. I do like the way that they look in terms of just the quality of how it's made. It's very sparkly. It is very beautiful. I don't really feel any particular way about it. It's not bad, but it's not like, it's not blowing me away. It's not something that I'm going to remember, to be honest. Next is Lorde. Once again, she's too close in skin tone to her outfit. Just look at this image, and there's already so many people in this image and so many decorations around them that are the same color. I do like that she's employing like this low waist skirt. This is something that she's definitely referencing a lot with her new album cycle. I love when artists choose some kind of motif for their styling for the entire cycle cycle of an album. This is something that Taylor Swift loves to do a lot, and I adore it. I think that people should do it even more. Instead of doing random looks all the time, just have very memorable looks and stick to them for the entirety of the duration of your album cycle, so people remember it very vividly, and then you become an icon of that time, okay? Of that styling in this particular time period. That's why wearing so much different shit every single day is actually making you less interesting and less memorable than sticking to a signature style. That's what we're gonna do, what we're gonna talk about in one of my videos soon, because I want to do like a little challenge or a little tag to slow down the fast fashion, the micro fast fashion trends that are happening. In any case, there are some good moments here, but I definitely like I kind of like the little embellishments. I'm not really feeling that strongly about it though. Once again, it's mostly probably because the colors and everything are just so washed out, and there's not a lot of color theory implementation going on, especially with the background. But I do appreciate that it works really well for solar power. Next, Tracee Ellis Ross in Balenciaga. I hate it. This is not anything that it's not Tracee's fault in any shape or form. It's literally the draping, the thickness of the material, the way that it's been sewn together. There's like little pinches on the material because the material is really easily tugged on, and I don't know, did they not do any tests to see how it's like physically behaving, this fabric? Because the way that it's draped, it's terrible. It's not flattering at all. It looks like one of those big robes that you wear after a bath or something like that, but it's made out of something more satiny with a really big collar, and it just doesn't look good because it doesn't have the sleekness it's supposed to have. The sleeves, why are they so far to the front? This is basically I just don't understand what happened here, and apparently it's like some kind of debut for the new person who's working at Balenciaga. That doesn't bode well. There's this guy, I don't know who he is, but I do like his outfit, especially considering that this is referencing American fashion. I love the shoes. I think the denim with this denim and this shirt works really well, and again, a more of an interesting look for a man to wear than whatever the fuck we were getting before. Megan Thee Stallion, she's wearing Coach. It's a no. Once again, the way that the fabric is looking, the bodice and this poofy thing, asymmetrical skirt going on, prom-core. What is this dress? Doesn't it look like something you can get at Fashion Nova? Iman with Harris Reed. I do like it. Have no idea what they're referencing, what they're doing with this, but I do think that it's done in a beautiful way. It does look gorgeous. I don't know if it works well for the theme. I have no idea. I don't really know who Harris Reed is or even Iman, but it looks good. I think that it's well executed, well balanced. Kaia Gerber, she is wearing Oscar de la Renta, and this look at first I was kind of like, this is quite simple. She looks gorgeous, but this is quite simple. But it is a reference to Bianca Jagger dress that she wore in 1981, which I think even like with the hair and with the dress and everything, it's definitely a really, really good reference. So I really do appreciate that. It does fit the theme really well, and she does look gorgeous. You can't deny that, you know, and she does have like this kind of elegance to her look that I do appreciate. Alright, so Grimes wearing Iris van Herpen. Really upset about Iris van Herpen working with Grimes. I love Iris, and not as a person, I don't know her, but I love her work, I love her innovation, I really love all of that stuff. And Grimes is a leech on Visual Arts Society that used a lot of words that are really fashionable right now in fine arts to make her new album, and she's just annoying in so many ways. I just don't like her as a person. Her greenwashing personality, you know, with Elon Musk. Ugh, just everything about her. So I don't like this collaboration. I do love that there's a sword in there, and I do love this dress because I love Iris van Herpen and I love her new technological advances in fashion. I'm actually gonna make a video on her because I love Iris van Herpen art pieces that are in the form of garments. Valentina Sampaio also wearing Iris van Herpen. Once again, it's one of those great dresses. I really do like the way that it's made. Just look at this. Such an interesting fabric. And that's what you can always count on with Iris, is that you're gonna get this weird, out of this world textures that are really, really interesting. The next one is Serena Williams, and she's wearing Gucci. I hate it. This is no shade to Serena Williams, by the way. I like her. But the look itself, I absolutely hate the bodysuit. The material doesn't look great at all. This big cape, it's not working for me. I don't like any part of this. Maybe I'm missing references, maybe I'm missing something great about this, but regardless of whether I am missing something, I personally visually don't like it. But I don't know. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know if you know something that I don't. Maybe I'm missing something. Yara Shahidi in Christian Dior. This look is not bad. I do like the embroidery on the dress, but once again, as I always complain about things, I do complain about belts a lot, and this is why one of the things with Dior is that Dior loves to do this belt, and it's not like I hate the belt because I like the color of it. I just don't like belts being used as a framing device because I think it's kind of lazy. Like, I think you can do better. I do love her hair though. I really like I don't know if it's a hairband or whatever it is. It looks really beautiful. Her makeup looks fantastic. The necklace too, it has a lot of good aspects to it. In any case, this is what we've got for the Met Gala. There's obviously a few other looks that I didn't talk about, but let me know what you think. Let me know what your favorite looks were. And I believe that that's it. It's kind of not too eventful. There wasn't any like drop dead moments, but some of them were quite nice moments. That's true. Thank you for watching. I'll be back soon. I'm working on a bunch of videos for you, and if you want to hear more about art, you can go and check out my podcast, and it's now available on Spotify if you want to listen, not on YouTube, because I know that some of you guys were asking for the podcast to be on streaming services. Apple Podcast is gonna have it soon. It's just still under review, so don't worry about that. It's gonna come soon. I'll post it on the community post. See you soon. Bye.